My name is Leonardo Raul Gutierrez Mendoza. I'm fighting for Fiji and my weight class is 165 to 178.
Alright, so what inspired you to participate in Sigma Chi Fight?
What inspired me was to push myself past the point that I thought I could achieve, and also to give back to my community, to give back to breast cancer, to give back. You know, I grew up with a bunch of women, and I love women, and I want to take care of them, and if this is what I can do, one fight, then by all means.
Alright, and is this your first fighting experience?
This is my very first fighting
This is your first bout. And how's that feel? Is it an interesting
It's
experience?
exciting. There's I'm learning many things about myself, many things about life, and boxing is a very technical sport.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just punching. It's not just a strong, tough man punching each other. No, there's so much. It's a chess game.
Okay. And how's your training been, and what has been the most challenging part of your training?
My training's been very well. I mean, it's been good. There's been some highs, there's been some lows. But the most challenging part is, I would say, the discipline. Because at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, you have to put it in your mind that your opponent is training harder than you. And because he's training harder, you got to step up your game just one step more. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
And have you been training primarily here at Los Patos gym? Or
I've been training everywhere and anywhere.
Okay.
If you had any type of experience, I'm going to ask you anything. I want to learn, even if it's something small, even if it's just a little hint. If anything, my biggest attitude was like sponge and absorb anything and everything. And I feel that I've done that so far.
Okay.
A win for me is a win. You know,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm going for the win. So a win for me is my hands up in the air, and I won. But I mean, it's every day. If you want to win, you come to practice. That's where you win. It's the waking up, eating right, getting your sleep, making those sacrifices. That's the win. And yeah.
Sounds good. And what do you think of your opposition? Any choice words?
I just hope he gives me his best, and I hope he doesn't underestimate me like I haven't underestimated him.
Yes. Now, this is kind of a difficult question. In one word.
One word. Mexican.
Mexican.
Mexican. It's my Mexican fighting style.
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah.
My name is Timothy Serrato. I'm fighting for Phi Gamma Delta, Fiji, and I'm fighting at 135.
What inspired you to participate in Sigma Chi Fight Night?
I first heard about it from Eric Dodson. He said he was interested in doing it. It was a good cause, and kind of build morale for the fraternity. So
Okay.
I'm gonna do it.
Alright, and how's your training been, and what has been the most challenging part of your training?
The training's been going well. I've been training at Los Patos as well as getting some assistance elsewhere. But I think the hardest part is actually finding time between
Right.
work, managing this, my personal life.
Classes, etc.
Yeah,
Okay.
so.
That's good. That's been the most challenging part for you?
Yeah, and staying dedicated with, your diet and
Right,
extra
exactly.
activities.
But the training has been taking place mainly here at Los Patos. Has that been your main gym?
I'd say for the most part, yeah.
Okay. So what does a win mean for you and for your fraternity?
I mean, I'm always looking forward to winning, motivating myself. If I win, that's great. I don't think it's going to look poorly or favorably if I do win or lose, but I think it's a good showing, and just raise some money, that's fine.
Exactly. Now, is boxing something you've been participating in for a while, or is this your first bout here?
No, it's my first experience ever boxing, so.
Okay. So what do you think of your opposition? Any choice words?
I haven't even looked them up.
Oh, okay. So you haven't gotten that far. Prefer not to look it up, just wait till the fight.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Okay. And if you had to describe your fighting style in one word, what would it be? And I know it's kind of a tough question to sum it up in one word, but if you had to... Again, you haven't been fighting for that long, like you said. But...
I guess effective. I mean, I don't do a lot of fancy things, but I've been working on the basics and I'm getting pretty good at it, so.
That's fair. Interesting. Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Liddy Fernandez. I'm fighting for Chi Omega, and I'm fighting at 130 pounds.
Alrighty. You ready?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So what inspired you to participate in Sigma Chi Fight Night?
Well, Adam brought it up to me, or no, that's not you. And he thought that I would be a good contestant, I think is what he said. And I thought it sounded like fun, so I said that I'd do it. I didn't really know anything about it until he
Okay, so this is your
asked
first
me.
fighting experience, your first bout.
Yeah.
And how's that been going for you?
Good. It's definitely different. It's like learning a new sport. It's hard.
Right.
In like a couple months.
So training's been going well?
Yes.
So what's been the most challenging part of training for you?
Almost every day I'm here, and definitely pushes you to your limits for sure.
So what does a win mean for you and for your sorority?
It means that we're better than Pi Phi. Just kidding. I like to win, but at the same time, it's all to raise money. So I want to represent my house to the best of my ability and Greek life, and that we're actually making, because it's like every day that it affects everyone.
Okay. So what do you think of your opposition? Any choice words?
No, we're actually friends. She's really
Okay.
cool. I like her a lot. We just like talk sometimes. Well, once. We just talk for
Have
like
you talked to
20
her about
minutes.
how her experience is going and share stories about it and
Yeah,
stuff
we
like
we were talking about how busy we are just with training and how time consuming it kind of is, but how much fun it is too. So, and like trying to make weight and everything. We were talking about it.
that? So it's been a good experience.
Yes.
And do you think that'll change your relationship with her after the fight, or think
No.
it'll just...
I mean, like, we're
Speak
not
up.
really close, but I don't think it'll change anything. We still get
Hold no
along
grudges.
pretty well.
That's good. Okay. So if you had to describe your fighting style in one word, and I know this is kind of a difficult question, what would it be? I'm trying to spot here.
Oh, still learning? I don't know. It's hard because I still am not like, I
Again,
spar
this is your
with-
first experience with it
yeah.
and stuff like that.
And like I've been sparring with pros and stuff, and it's definitely helping me out, but at the same time I get kind of frustrated sometimes. So like I don't even know how to put that in a word.
Okay. Fair enough. Alrighty. Thank you.
Ben, Vanilla Gorilla Schroeder, and I'm fighting for Phi Gamma Delta at 200 pounds.
So what inspired you to participate in Simkai Fight Night?
Well, I think a lot of things inspired me. I think it's a good cause, first and foremost. An event like this hasn't really come along a lot. You hear like bake sales and, pancakes and stuff like this
Sure.
to raise, money for whatever, and it kind of just falls by the wayside. I mean, this is a big event. I think people are really excited to bring a whole community together in one big cause and, raise a whole lot of money on one big swoop. And I mean, it's also going to test you mentally and physically and emotionally, everything you have,
Okay.
to get in there. But in the end, it's a good cause.
So is this your first experience with fighting and your first bout here,
For boxing, yeah, I've done a little grappling here and
Okay.
there. But for actually really train for boxing or anything like that, yeah.
or do you think that's helped you in your experience in the past with what's going on here? Is it a different style?
I think I had a little bit, I knew what to expect a little bit because I've seen other people in their grappling.
Right.
Or, I've done a little bit of stuff with gloves and mitts, but not like training. And I mean, I thought it was going to be easy. Not easy, I knew there was a lot of work. But I know how much work and time and dedication that you're going to have to put towards this. I mean, it's hours and hours and hours a week. But
So training's been going well?
yeah, it's been going well for the most part. There's ups and downs. It's hard to stay motivated sometimes. I mean, you all have your life, outside of, this boxing event. It's always at the back of your mind. You have work or school or whatever else, all your own problems, and then you get to go to the gym. And I mean, a lot of times it's good. Sometimes it can be a little wearing, but
Sure.
I think it helps you prevail. And
So
do things easy.
what's been the most challenging part? Is it balancing all that together with all the training, or
I think the most challenging part has been the anticipation.
sure, waiting?
Not knowing what's
countdown?
going to happen, how it's only going to be maybe 8 minutes, that you're
Sure.
there, but you're training months and months, putting hours in a week, and all for that one little bit, you don't know what to expect and what it's going to be when you're actually in there, and when you go, and you're going to be calm, relax.
Sure.
I think that's the most difficult part for me.
Okay. So what does a win mean for you and for your fraternity?
A win for me just means, I guess, let me know that I worked really hard, that I ended up coming out, prevailing through the fight that one night. But I mean, win or lose, whoever's going through this, I mean, you're training, you're putting in a lot of work, and I think a win in the ultimate is, hopefully getting a lot of money out there for the season should go and fun. And
At the end of the day, it's still all for
right,
us.
right. At the end of the day, I mean, we'll be done with this and move on with our lives, but people will benefit from this. That's the biggest part.
So what do you think of your opposition? Any choice words?
He's tough, man. I know him personally. I party with him from time to time. He's a good guy. He's tough. I know he's on a rugby team, and I know he's definitely a good opponent to have. I'm glad I have him, instead of someone else that just lets me, relax. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit worried, but I've got the bigger heart, so I'm gonna pull through.
All right, and if you had to describe your fighting style, this is kind of a difficult question, in one word, what would it be?
Heart.
Heart.
Heart. That's all it is. It's probably not a whole lot of technique. I'm sorry, but there's gonna be a lot of heart.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Eric Dodson. I'm fighting for Fiji. I'm fighting at 130 pounds.
What inspired you to participate in single guy fight anime?
They just asked me, and I thought it'd be a cool way for the fraternities to act all as one to raise money for an amazing cause. I think breast cancer or cancer in general, just research for that is just a good cause to do anything for, and it's a fun way to raise money for it.
Okay. And was this your first experience with fighting, your first bout, or have you been doing this for a while?
My brother's a professional fighter, so I've trained with him a little bit, but other than that, yeah, this is my first professional fighter, amateur fighter, anything like that in front of people.
Okay. So how's your training been going, and what has been the most challenging part of your training?
Cardio, definitely, man. It's killer just to keep going. Training's been going good so far, I guess. It's just exhausting, to be honest.
Yeah, I can see that. Everyone's working hard out there.
Yeah.
And have you been training primarily at Los Vatos gym? Has that been your main gym, or have you been kind of going all over the place?
Just a little bit back and forth. I do a lot of cardio. I go running. I go to
Sure.
a regular gym and stuff like that. Every now and then I swing through Jackson's because my brother trains there. But yeah, primarily Los Vatos.
Okay. And how's your experience been with Los Vatos?
It's pretty good, man. They just keep us punching, man. Keep us motivated.
That's good.
It's pretty good.
So what does a win mean for you and for your fraternity?
Bragging rights, honestly, for anybody.
Sure.
Bragging rights.
Alrighty. So what do you think of your opposition? Any choice words?
Nothing. I don't really know much about him. Good luck.
Fair. And if you had to describe your fighting style in one word, and I know this is kind of a difficult way to sum it up, but if you had to describe it in one word, what would it be?
Counter.
Okay. Alright, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.